Ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here, back with more Let's Play Kingdom Hearts ReChain of Memories, and again talking to Mickey. Feels like we've met this somewhere before. This is the same footage from the last time, but I just wanted to make sure I had a little bit of overlap to make sure don't miss anything.
You guys see where we're going with this?
He said this card will draw Ansem out.
Don't worry. We can defeat him together.
Sorry. I've got to face him alone.
But why?
There's no point in doing this if I can't do it on my own. But I do need a favor. If Ansem is the victor, he is going to enslave me. If that happens, use your powers to destroy...
Of course! I'll be right there to save you.
Huh? No, that's not it. I want you to destroy...
No way! No matter what happens, I'm gonna be right there to help you. I promise you that. Unless you don't believe I'll come through for you.
I choose to believe in you. Always, Your Majesty.
And I in you. You're not gonna lose. I know it.
Thanks.
Heartwarming scene there between Mickey and Riku. Mickey won't destroy Riku even if he loses to Ansem. Because there's always hope that, you know, it can be fixed. And that's kind of the underlying point of all of
here.
Hope.
You forgot to talk to him before you left.
Yeah, I forgot to talk to him. So, I go back, activate the card. I didn't want to miss the, you know, one of the few times you get to talk to Mickey in the game. I mean, we spent the whole first game looking for him, and he's here. So... Alright, onward. Castle Oblivion.
Let's do this.
Last level of the game. Last basement.
Ansem! Where are you? Show yourself!
Why in such a hurry? I'll be here at the very heart of darkness, watching you plunge into the same darkness inside of you.
So, Key of Beginnings for Castle Oblivion. Now we get the really cool little intro for Castle Oblivion. Because that's what I think of when I think of Oblivion. Lots of angular letters. No curves. So, here we check the Castle Oblivion deck. This is actually probably one of the strongest decks you get. Lots of high-end cards, several zeros, and a high potion. And we've got all the enemy cards. You didn't get one from Fake Riku, which is interesting. And then,
I mean...
again, that's Castle Oblivion, 4 runes.
I mean, Fake Riku would just be Riku,
yeah.
So, can you...
But I mean,
you can't really have a card.
He had the card of who the one of the organization members that he ate, because he went all cannibal eating people. So yeah, and I even cheese this. I do one room and then I do a save room to save it before the boss.
Wow.
Well, I'm kind of glad I did, because this boss,
Was a
much
pain in
like
the ass.
the last few bosses, are pains in the ass, and you just have to get lucky and hope that you get, you know, a good luck of the draw, so to speak. So we save it.
Savey.
Because you always want to make sure you save, and at this point we're at 8 hours and 8 minutes into the game. I think it takes me like 8:20 to finish, 8:30, if that, to my next save point. So here we are at the boss already. That took forever. This is why I didn't want to speed through this. It takes 13. I could have used a random joker, but I used some of my excess save rooms, because I've got a bunch.
Because why not?
And the final boss of the game.
I smell you, Ansem. Show yourself!
I have watched you fight. I know your strength. Your skill with darkness has grown. It has become more mature. And yet why? Why do you accept the darkness, but still refuse me? You know you and I are similar. We both follow where the darkness leads. Indeed, we are the same. So why? Does some part of your heart still have a fear of the dark?
That's not it. The truth is, I just can't stand your foul stench.
You are a fool. You should know my powers well by now.
Yeah, I know. Or did you forget? I used all the power you had to give, and Sora still beat me. I'm not at all impressed with your powers.
Very well. In that case, you shall sink into the abyss!
And we fight Ansem, which again, this took me 4 or 5 times to beat. I only put the 1 in, because we were hitting a decent length anyway. But Ansem, he has some really powerful cards, and his attacks are very well ranged, because he has the Guardian, for 1, and whenever he summons the Guardian in front of him, like he did in Kingdom Hearts 1, he's like the large bodies or defenders, and he can't be hurt from the front. He has lots of zeros, and he is more than willing to break your slights. And he does enough damage to where healing is a problem with Riku, even with Mickey cards being... Mickey's exceptionally slow to heal, but even with like the Oogie Boogie card, you will have problems healing. Just because I did not put nearly enough into HP, but I beat him the same way that I beat Lexius. I just duel him to death. That is the most consistent way. He can't break a duel. As long as you don't lose the duel, it's guaranteed damage. Slights, he will break slights left and right. So he has enough zeros in his deck that he will just break slights left and right.
Open your heart.
I break out the Oogie Boogie card, and it recovers a bit, but it's just not strong enough, really. And we have enough cards that you can spam. So I mean, but in several of my attempts, I got 3 Mickey cards, valuing well over 14, 15 points, and he would just throw a 0 out the second before Mickey would actually heal me, because he would wait to break it in time. So dark mode is also a viable strategy. I've seen that, where you can go into dark mode and just dark aura him to death, or various slight him to death, but dark mode really wasn't doing much for me in this one. It did not do me that much good. So, and I really didn't feel appropriate putting in the Yu-Gi-Oh! It's time to duel on this one.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Given the brevity of the fight, I mean,
he wanted to get hit, is what he wanted.
So yeah, and I can dodge fairly well as Dark Mode Riku, but that is the only time I got the recover off with Mickey. And thankfully I broke that in time. The strongest attack, in my opinion, that I have trouble dealing with is he will rush you with the blue-purple energy field, and he'll just bounce back and forth across
Like
that. That is really the hardest one I've dealt with. That's the only time I've ever been able to successfully dodge it, and I even messed up the first one. All the other ones he's hit multiple times. And yeah, it's not a. I mean, it's not a hard fight. It's just a aggravating fight because of what he tends to do, how he seems to be programmed to fight. So.
This one's mine.
Oh, you've almost got him at this point.
Yeah, but to be on the safe side, I go in for one last duel.
Yeah, because why not?
Because he can do that much damage to me in a heartbeat, so.
Why do you refuse the darkness?
So we've defeated Ansem and our inner darkness again for the umpteenth time. Let's see how the story resolves.
Yeah.
Insolent brat!
Handsome! This is the end.
This is hardly the end. Your darkness, I gave it all to you. My dark shadow lingers. Someday, I will return!
Sora. Kairi.
Gosh, Riku, I know you wanted to do this alone, but you don't mind getting a little help, do ya? So, Riku, what happens next? Are you going home?
I can't go home. Not yet. It's still here. It's really faint, but I can sense him. So, I think his darkness may still have a hold on me.
Your darkness belongs to you, just the same way your light does. Up till now, I thought darkness was something that should never exist. Then, I spent time with you and changed my mind. The road you chose, I didn't know. Light and dark, back to back. With you, I think they might meet in a way nobody's seen before. Wonder where that road leads. I'd like to see myself. I'd like to walk the road with ya.
Your Majesty, I'm really flattered. I don't know what to say.
Gosh, Riku, you know you don't have to call me that now. We're pals.
Fair enough, Mickey. What are you making me choose now?
Between the road to light and the road to darkness.
Neither suits me. I'm taking the middle road.
Do you mean the Twilight Road to Nightfall?
No. It's the road to dawn.
And that's Kingdom Hearts ReChain of Memories, Reverse, Rebirth. Riku's on his own path, trying to figure out what light and darkness mean. Sora is recovering his memories that were completely altered. So when we start up Kingdom Hearts 2, he will have no recollection of this place. He'll have no idea what's going on, except for a note in Jiminy's journal that says, "Thank Namine." So really, this game, being the start of the side story drama that people hated about the Kingdom Hearts franchise, really did give a lot of backstory into the organization, these people, what happened to these characters, like how Riku became what he becomes in Kingdom Hearts 2, where Mickey went, especially where both of them went after sealing Kingdom Hearts from the other side. So it
also gives us a good kickoff to the next game.
Yeah.
As much as people hated the fact that they did a side story, it really does feed into the second game, and there's a lot of stuff from the second game that you wouldn't get if you didn't see this.
You would have no idea what's going on. I was bothered that the side story was on a different console. If you're going to keep the side stories, put them on the same console. That was my eventually. So, and during the credits here, we see all of the scenes leading up to the end of Reverse Rebirth. But then halfway through, once we see the actual credits here, we're going to see images and stills that are very unique. So you've got Mickey with the Kingdom Key D, Riku, Maleficent. But there's one scene in particular I saw during these credits that really leads into Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's something that's very, very important. So I don't want to get too off track of it, but I really enjoyed ReChain. I actually enjoyed ReChain more than Chain of Memories. I didn't like some of the things that they added to ReChain, like how they did the battle system for 3D, trying to keep it more like Kingdom Hearts, but with the card style. I didn't like the stun lock abilities, like Hades being able to just hit you multiple times with a single fire card. That's dick. That bothered me. It wasn't as bad in the original game. It was still bad, but I think this was a good remake, and I'm really excited to see what they do with it in 1.5. We see the people that we didn't... Yeah. Marluxia. Bitchface. She doesn't even get a name. She's Bitchface. Uryu, Vexen.
Yeah.
That was... I will say, that was not a good voice actor for him. That's just... Especially since Vexen's supposed to be older and creepy looking. On the background that you used to use for your computer, that one scene, he had like one giant eye. He looked like Mad Eye Moody. as I make my wife almost spit out fizzy water.
Thank you for that.
I'm gonna see if I can find it, and I'll put it in the extra video. This is a very telling thing of Kairi and Namine.
Also, what Riku said about how they smell.
They smelled the same, yeah. I didn't realize how much Riku talked about smells.
That is kind of weird.
But here we have Riku and Mickey walking somewhere that we'll see later. But you see, Riku's hurting. He's in pain, and Mickey is visibly worried about him. That's something that was not alluded to anywhere in ReChain of Memories at all.
It makes a big appearance.
And we saw this at the end of Sora's story. People walking in Twilight Town, and someone whose face you don't quite see. But here you see more of it. Axel shows up and starts talking to him. And they're on top of the clock tower, eating sea salt ice cream.
We don't know that that's sea salt ice cream yet.
It's sea salt ice cream.
You're ruining things. Shut up.
Well, not that the particular brand of ice cream. Then we see this. Someone in a cloak standing next to Diz and Namine. But then there's one extra scene here that I'm going to be quiet for so you guys can watch after the logo pops up. Alright, so yeah, we finally see his face, and it looks very familiar. And here we have Riku's stats. D-report covered, card collector. Most of this it doesn't matter because it's preset. But the things like card duels 1, dark mode initiated, clear time 8 hours 37 minutes. It's a very short game for Riku. But that's it. That is Reverse Rebirth.
This has been fun.
Yeah. We will see you guys in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm really looking forward to starting that. That's going to be so much more fun.
Will be next week.
We'll get to it as soon as this one, because time is irrelevant to videos on the internet.
Whenever this happens, it'll happen.
So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and save it for the last time, and I will see you guys in the next project.
Well, the extra video maybe.
Yeah.
Depending on whether you do audio or not.
Till then, later.